Fantasy Flight has announced a brand new game in an old universe, the Android Netrunner universe. It is called Android Mainframe.
Yeah, a little known as like the Android Netrunner wasn't really the start of that universe. It came first as, I believe, Netrunner was the first.
It's a whole complicated ordeal. We talked about it before when we were wrong, and we learned there was an Android and a Netrunner, and they brought them together. So this is the Android universe, the sci-fi thing. The way this game works, it's not an LCG, it's not anything like that. It's a competitive game where multiple players are all runners. So nobody is the big corporation in this one. You're all hackers trying to take down the programs. And it's almost like kind of an abstract kind of game. So the way you're hacking sections on the board is you lay down these grids, these lines on this grid, and then you put your character's token there. And when you seal off a section on the grid, it's completed. So it's kind of like an area control thing. And then players play cards that let you put down walls in a specific pattern. You might be able to move other people's walls or reverse control of things. But that's the gist of the game. It's basically a area control kind of abstract thing with the hacking themes. The idea is you're all...
I mean, I understand it's not what I would hope for, but at the same time, I'm happy they're doing it because I do think the Android Netrunner universe is just, which we said when the book came out.
Right. I think it's coming out very soon.
Right. I mean, when we talked about it on the show, it's just perfect, I think, for it to expand. In fact, what I think would be a really cool thing to do is to do something similar to Imperial Assault and Descent, in which, one person's a corporation, the rest are the runners. Mm-hmm. But the way it works is it wouldn't be one board like we're used to. There'd actually be two, which one would be like the digital, and one would be like the physical. So it's the runner in the physical, the runners are hidden or something. So they have to try to hack something, but they got to keep track of where the security guards and stuff are running around or something.
Well, if ever a game could make use of an app, a Netrunner game is that one. Seems like it would be born for that. That would be odd. Yeah, I think a lot of people who fans of Netrunner would be more interested in a game like that, a more hardcore game. But I guess Netrunner already is pretty hardcore, so it makes sense to balance it out with something lighter.
No, that's why I think this is a perfect for right now. That's why I don't think it's a bad choice compared to some other things. It's not really like, and it's not like they just tag Netrunner onto one of their other simple games. This is different, as far as I know.
I looked into it. I was like, there's a 70% chance this is a reskin of an old game that they had lying around.
But even if it's a game that we haven't seen in years, that's fine then. As long as they're you gotta take baby steps. I understand. Like, my game is a crazy thing that probably take years to develop.
Right.
So this is perfect just to say people like, look, here's an idea. We're going to start going outside the LCG, which I think is really great because as much as I love card games, whether it be Magic the Gathering, Android Netrunner, there comes a point when it's very hard to play it sort of fun story casually.
Yeah, well, especially for sure. With Netrunner, you really can't. You have to know someone or someones who are very into it, just like you are, to really get the most out of it. So
no, but even then you stop thinking more like, this runner is a criminal. He's always thinking about money, but he has his backstory. You're thinking more like, if I play these three cards together, I can combo this way.
Right.
So I think this is where we can really take where they've tried to go with the story, which I think they did a good job if you look at just the base set cards.
Yeah. They've cool.
And bring it,
Yeah, I think it will be cool. I think it's good. I'm excited to see more stuff in this universe.
Yes.
And I'm curious if they'll bring back the original Android stuff ever, like new versions of it. I would be shocked if they never did.
I mean, like I said, I just said one idea, but frankly, I think if we sat down and talked, we could probably almost every game style we could probably come up with fitting Android well into it.
It's cyberpunk. It's a
well-written cyberpunk universe.
Yeah.